JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Holness names Favour Williams as new Minister of Finance. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has named Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural, Favour Williams, to replace Dr. Nigel Clark as Jamaica's Minister of Finance. She will be the first woman to serve as Minister of Finance in Jamaica.
I'm pleased to announce the following appointments. The Honourable Favour Williams, MP, will assume duties as Minister of Finance and the Public Service. Senator Dr. the Honourable Dana Morris Dixon will assume duties as Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information. And Mr. Matthew Sabuda, MP, will reassume his role as Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. These appointments are designed to maintain stability and minimize disruption in the functioning of the government, but at the same time pivot towards a growth-oriented economic policy, as well as to make a priority and focus of human capital development. To help drive this pivot towards growth, I have assigned my senior advisor, Mr. Alec Jan, who is highly regarded for his financial expertise, to work closely with the Minister of Finance, newly minted Minister Favour Williams, as well as with other private sector stakeholders. Also, the consolidation of the skills portfolio, including heart with education, will help to drive our focus on human capital development and to better integrate technical and vocational skills training into the education system. Mr. Matthew Samuda, as Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, will continue the significant progress we have made in the provision of water and environmental protection.
Williams comes highly qualified for the position. She's a chartered financial analyst by profession, as an MBA with concentration in finance from Wharton Business School at the University of Pennsylvania and a BA in economics from Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Campion mourns loss of second form student in goalpost mishap. The school fraternity of Campion College has been plunged into mourning following a freak accident Tuesday, which claimed the life of one of its students. The student, Rashad Richards, a second former at the school, was a member of its rugby team, was reportedly playing on the field sometime after 3 p.m. in the afternoon when the goalpost on which he was swinging fell on him. The student was badly injured and was rushed to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Former Education Minister Favour Williams has announced that counseling will be provided for students and the staff.
While I await details on what happened, in the interim, I want to extend my heartfelt condolences to the family and to the entire school community. The guidance and counseling teams from the Ministry of Education and Youth will be dispatched and at school tomorrow to offer support to students and teachers. We are so sad to have gotten this news.
3 students died in separate similar incidents in 2011 in Westmoreland, St. Andrew and St. Anne. Holness announces by-elections for Trelawney Southern and the St. Andrew Northwestern. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced by-elections for the Trelawney Southern and the St. Andrew Northwestern constituencies to be held on November 22 this year.
I'm also announcing the date for the by-election in the constituencies of Trelawney Southern and St. Andrew Northwestern. Nomination day will be Wednesday, November 6, 2024, and election day will be Friday, November 22nd, 2024, for both constituencies. I encourage all eligible voters to exercise their constitutional right to vote and participate actively in the democratic process.
Meanwhile, by-elections were also announced for the Morant Bay and Indian Town divisions.
Joined by the Mayor of Morant Bay and the Mayor of Maypen as it relates to the 2 vacancies in the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation and in the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. Both mayors have consulted and have advised and have asked me to announce that the 6th of November, nomination day, the 22nd of November, will be election day for both divisions, respectively, in the St. Thomas and Clarendon Municipal Corporation. I will also use the same words of the Prime Minister by urging electorates in both divisions to go out and cast their votes.
The division vacancies follow the deaths of Jamaica Labour Party Councillor Marjorie MacLeod and the People's National Party Councillor Ron Bryan. Man charged for smoking in a public place. A 20-year-old man has been charged for smoking in a public place after he was reportedly observed with a cigarette in his mouth on Main Street, Maypen, on Monday. Charges Jaheim Hall, a driver of Shearers Drive, Rocky Point in the parish. Reports from the Maypen police were that at about 12 p.m., lawmen were conducting duties in the Main Street area when Hall was spotted smoking. He was informed of the offence of smoking in a public place and was subsequently arrested. A court date for him is being finalized. Woman pleads guilty to assaulting district constable and resisting arrest. A 20-year-old woman who assaulted a district constable at a police station on Tuesday pleaded guilty to a slew of charges in relation to the incident. Teresa Paisley pleaded guilty to assault occasioning actual bodily harm, assaulting a district constable and resisting arrest before Chief Parish Court Judge Chester Crooks in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court. She, however, pleaded not guilty to disorderly conduct. The charges stem from an October 15, 2024 incident during which Paisley was brought to the police station for allegedly making threats against a man. According to court documents, when the man was given his report to the police, Paisley started acting boisterous in the police station. An officer then attempted to arrest her, and Paisley reportedly punched the officer in her chest and grabbed the officer by a uniform. The district constable has been on sick leave since the incident. Paisley is to return to court on December 16, 2024, when the judge requested that the medical expenses for the injured officer be presented before the court. Cop charged with murder after shooting motorist. The Director of Public Prosecutions has ruled that Constable Kevin Dilworth be charged with murder after he allegedly shot a 47-year-old motorist who reportedly threw soup at him during a traffic altercation. The deceased is Conrad Marbeer. Dilworth, a 36-year-old police officer from Spanish Town, was granted bail of $400,000 by a senior parish court judge, Yvette Wentworth Miller, in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday. His attorney, Althea Grant, argued that he is not a flight risk and has served 13 years in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Dilworth is required to report to the Spanish Town Police Station on Mondays and Saturdays and will reappear in court for committal proceedings on February 7, 2025. The incident occurred on August 22, 2023, when Dilworth, while driving on Brunswick Avenue, identified himself as a police officer and instructed Marbeer to clear the road. Dilworth claimed Marbeer was attempting to retrieve a gun, prompted him to fire his licensed weapon, hitting Marbeer in the upper body. A licensed Glock 17 was recovered from Marbeer, who was later taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries after surgery. Dilworth has also been charged with using a firearm to commit a felony. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, and the Inspectorate and the Professional Standards Oversight Bureau conducted an investigation, leading to the file being submitted to the ODPP, which issued its ruling on Tuesday. Missing JDF witness returned to Ireland, PICA records show. A witness from the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, disclosed on Tuesday that an ex-soldier who is being sought to appear in the Keith Grant murder trial as a witness left the island in May and returned in July. Deputy Director of Immigration's Marie Lou testified on Tuesday that travel information retrieved from the agency's database showed that Albert Spencer left the island on May 10 and returned on July 10. Lou's revelation comes the day after Superintendent Elgon Samuels testified that efforts by the police to find the witness have borne no fruit. The trial heard on Monday that information pertaining to the distribution of guns and ammunition of the Jamaica Defence Force, JDF, from May 2010 cannot be located. Spencer was a record keeper during that period. Samuels testified that he personally went to a community in St. Thomas to search for Spencer and they did not find him. He said this was after he sought the help of the police communications arm, the Constabulary Communication Unit, to broadcast via different media platforms and noticed that Spencer was being sought. Additionally, the police witness said on a cross-examination that it had come to his attention during his inquiries that Spencer left the island in July. He also acknowledged that he did not try to find Spencer's relatives and only searched for him one day after he was given a location where he might have been. Lou, however, testified that she obtained the travel data along with 2 other sets of similar information and handed them over to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions following a request for information in October. But under cross-examination from Attorney John Mark Reed, she testified that she did not receive any request for a C5 form, which she said would have information about the traveler's address or where the person intends to stay. She explained that the form, which is used by PICA and the Jamaica Customs Agency, is given to arriving passengers to complete and includes critical information which is fed into PICA's entrance border management system, from which she had retrieved the travel information. Under further cross-examination from King's Counsel Peter Champagny, Lou said the travel report would also include a photograph of the individual, but that no request had come from the police for a photograph. Meanwhile, later in the trial, the defense sought to block the prosecution's attempt to enter into evidence a certified photocopy of entries made in the ammunition book at the JDF. Tanisha Wisdom, Director of Evaluation of Standards at the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM, was recalled to the witness stand, said the photocopy entries, along with a cover letter, were received from Captain Chester Crooks. Consequently, she said she was asked to go to the Army to certify the contents. Hence, Wisdom said she did so on June 30, 2011, by going to the legal office where she was handed the ammunition book and cross-checked the information pertaining to the dates given against the photocopy entries. Wisdom said when she received the ammunition book, it was open on the pages on which the information was photocopied, and she observed that the information corresponded and, as a result, affixed her signature to certify the document. She also testified that the cover letter contained the numbers pertaining to the entries. When asked what they were, the defense objected on the basis that she was given evidence on the contents of a document which was not yet in evidence but was overruled. The prosecution later asked for the document to be tendered into evidence, but the defense objected. The jury was then asked to leave the courtroom for the parties to make legal submissions and later dismissed while the submissions were being heard. The judge is to rule today whether the document will be tendered when the matter resumes this morning. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.